This video is all about marketing and selling a new product, and I'm delighted to be joined by Sarah. Sarah and I worked together 10 years ago on the design of Sarah's brilliant backpack idea. It's a backpack that's got all the zips against the person's back, so it's much more secure. There'll be a link in the description below if you want to buy one. And Sarah's been marketing and selling that product from absolute zero, which I think is a big thing, to go from no brand, no marketing, no one else doing all of that. And so this video is really all about Sarah's experience and the top tips that you've got having done that in terms of how you can go about marketing and selling a new product. Sarah, tell us, how did you start selling your product originally?
I started marketing it before I was selling it. By accident, actually. It was during our prototyping experience that I realized when the designers at D2M were asking me, and what about this? How big does this need to be? What size laptop? What capacity? That I didn't know the answers to that. And as a one-person business, that you have this incredible power that firstly, you don't know everything. And secondly, that you can go and tell the world, you don't know exactly what you're doing, but you need some help. And I asked for help online. I had a free account with SurveyMonkey. I had 4 questions. What size is your laptop? What kind of bag do you use? How much do you travel? And do you carry a bottle or something like that? Because I'm doing backpacks. And about 50 people took that survey. And whilst that doesn't sound like very much, we had suddenly 50 people in the prototyping room with us who could answer our questions so that we could move the prototype along. And I kept doing this. Whenever we didn't know an answer, I would ask people, and at the end of the survey I said, you could give me your email address and I will let you know once I finish making this thing. By the end of the prototyping experience, I had 1,000 email addresses and feedback from 1,000 people that was helping build what we had. And that was 1,000 people who knew I'm doing something. They didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I'm doing something. Anyone who knows about your project is such a powerful thing. So tell everyone the moment you are beginning to start it that you're doing it and you need their help. That's my feeling.
And then you went on to do Kickstarter, so that helped a bit with the marketing as well.
Totally.
And then what did you do after Kickstarter to start selling your product?
As soon as I knew that the Kickstarter was working, because of course you don't know at the beginning, especially if you've never done one before, as soon as I realised it had gone over its target, I think my target was 29,000, but it ended up reaching 63,000, I set up a website. I bought RIUT.co.uk.
Yeah.
And no, in fact, yeah, I bought it at that point, but I didn't set it up fully. It was only once I had seen that these bags had actually been manufactured. I was very untrusting of the whole situation. I thought, fine, we might have manufactured all of these bags. I've spent loads of money on them, but until I've actually seen them arrive in the UK, I don't believe that this is going to work. So the moment they landed on that day, not only did I physically jump for joy, I also made the website live. And I just used a Squarespace site that you could pay like 14 quid a month for, set up a little shop. I had one product, and that was the first RIUT bag, and people could then pre-order it for when it was going to arrive a few months later. And I think pre-order and email addresses is so critical.
Yeah,
if you know you have a product, put it on pre-order as soon as you can.
That's great. And then since then, obviously over the last 10 years, I assume you've dabbled in different kind of opportunities in marketing and selling it. So what's worked? Give us the best of kind of 10 years experience of marketing and selling a product.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get all notifications about our latest videos.
It goes in waves because the beginning is such an exciting time for everyone. A certain type of person loves being there right at the beginning of a project. These are people who love innovation, love designers, love things happening in the world that they can be part of. And those are your fans, those are your core people. And that worked really well in those first couple of years. But to me, one of the most important things for selling was having a website where you could send people, communicating a lot of the time about your process. My content was, I am going to a factory in China. It was really, no one had seen that. People didn't actually know. Everyone was astounded that backpacks are handmade. It was something that was not known, and so it felt like I could teach people about things. So I just talked about the process, and people found it so fascinating that they ended up buying on the back of it. And those first 1,000 people, they told their friends, and the Kickstarter backers, they were just big fans who told people. I know that's how it worked. I tried different things after that. I tried PR.
Right.
which is like press
Yeah.
stuff. And I've got to say, one of the big moments at the beginning of RIUT was when the Daily Mail wrote about it, like a year and a half in. And on that day, I woke up in the morning, got a coffee, just went to check an order from the day before that I wasn't quite sure about. And I was like, why am I scrolling so much? And honestly, my little website, my little Squarespace site made £23,000 in one day.
Really?
And they sold me out on that day.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, I used to earn that in a year. That's wild.
Incredible. I had no idea.
So the Daily Mail wrote about it, and then somehow like someone on Radio 3 picked it up, and then they just kept going with it. Then Black Friday arose as this new thing, and I didn't use it in the first couple of years, but one year I was like, do you know what, I've got way too much stock, I'm actually going to do Black Friday.
Right.
And that was another point where I really prepared the campaign, and I did use Facebook ads for it, which I paid £5,000 for Facebook ads on one day.
Wow.
But it made 43,000 on that day. But it was at that whole time when I was like, do you know what? I don't need to make 43 grand on a day. I don't need to pay Facebook 5 grand on one day. So I'm actually not going to do that sort of thing. So I decided to cool it down afterwards and only do what was like comfortable for me. So there are these marketing opportunities that come up every so often. And I think what I've really learned is this is not a marathon. Do short sprints. You can't be selling thousands of pounds worth of product every single day. If you're a one-person business, aim for one thing, put all of your energy into it, let it cool down afterwards, then work for the next thing. Have 2 big campaigns a year. For me, the whole like marathon constant slog thing doesn't really work, but if you can focus on a few big events, then you can put your energy into it and it works sales-wise.
So, that's great advice. Thank you very much.